start by telling us about your NFT project, queernft.io.
Yeah, so I learned about NFTs about a year ago. I had no idea what NFTs were. I barely understood crypto. And my background is more being a mental health therapist and an artist. And I actually have an agency in Rhode Island where I gear it towards the LGBTQ plus community. So every business that I've had has really been focused on that community. And this is no different. So when I figured out, like, okay, I'm a traditional artist, I do painting, I do collages and things like that. How can I integrate that into this new space, this Web3 space? And living here in Puerto Rico, there's a lot of crypto people here. It was just like a natural thing that I could actually submerge myself in and ask questions. And, I have a lot of podcasting friends here who are in that space. So I was like, all right, this has all been aligned up for me. This is how it's going to go. So I did a bunch of studying, asked a bunch of questions, and what I learned was NFT is like this digital photo. And I couldn't understand, like, why are people investing in these digital pixel photos? It just doesn't make sense to me. You can't hang it on your wall. If you do want to hang it on your wall, you got to get a special screen and then download it and have it like flip through. And yet it's still a picture. And so I thought, well, I do traditional art. How do I merge these two together? And so what I've done is created the art and then do the digital photo of it. But when you buy the digital photo, you also get the tangible piece too. And in the art, there's a tag in there that connects it to the digital piece. And so this is how I'm taking this new space and really redeveloping it for traditional artists like us. And like a lot of NFT projects, the portions of the sales go to a cause. And so my cause is going to any of the nonprofits that support queer causes.
Speaking of that, I mean, we noticed that you give 25% to nonprofits.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I found interesting is that you let people vote on a nonprofit. What brought that about?
Well, having a gallery, you don't want just one person saying like, okay, part of the sales that you have are going to go to this. So making a more community. And that's the important thing about NFTs too, is really we've been able to create community around these projects. And so this is a part of the community like, okay, this is what, we want our portions to go to this quarter. And so everybody has a say. So I want it to be as involved with everybody in the gallery as possible.
That's great. That's great. And what makes your project different from a lot of the other NFT projects out there?
So what I tell people is that the digital stuff, some of them are going to survive and the other stuff isn't. It's just all going to kind of fade away like other fads we have. But what has stayed around since almost the beginning of time is just art, paintings, drawings, photography. And that's what you get with my project is actually a piece that you can hang on the wall. But you also get the digital piece that you can have in the Web3 space too. So that's what makes mine different. Like you actually have something in your hand that you can show people and be proud of. And I think like as time goes on, more people are going to start doing this because they're going to realize the digital stuff is fun for now, but it's not going to last forever.
NFTs in general, I know there's a ton of people who are all about them. Other people are still skeptical about them. What would you say to someone who's a skeptic, who's like, oh, why are people paying so much money for a JPEG?
Yeah, I would say I have no idea. That's why I said I'm creating this course called NFTs for people like me, because I don't understand why people are paying so much money for this JPEG. It just doesn't make sense to me. But, there's different things that make other people function, right? It might be a JPEG. It could be a pet rock. Who knows? But for me, it's like, it's something that people can collect. People love collecting things. And, some people really just love the art. I mean, some people come up with some great pieces. Like Johnny Depp is coming out with a project where he actually paints the pieces and then makes them digital and stuff like that. Some people are creating platforms where you can make your NFT person like come to life and it starts talking to you and things like that. So there's like different reasons why people would want to invest in these things. Some have you join conferences and things like that. I know I have a friend who's creating an NFT that has a tag on it that will like allow you to have a daily mantra if you scan the NFT tag on the photo. So it's just different. I think as time goes on, different things are going to start coming out and it's going to be really cool. And I think like the JPEG thing is just a start to it. And people are just really getting geeked out on the marketing for like certain ones, and good for those people that know how to do that marketing. I mean, hats off to them. And hopefully they're doing, great things and paying it forward somehow, which hopefully they are. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think any product, any piece of art, it doesn't have an inherent value. The value comes from what people put on it.
Yes.
So if you think these NFTs are just way too expensive right now, well, that's your opinion, but the market has put their value on it, and that may change in the future, probably will. But I just like how you're putting additional value on it. One, with the tangible aspect of it, and two, that you're supporting great causes with it as well.
And we're going to see as time goes on, like real estate is going to start becoming NFTs where people can just be like, this real estate's been tokenized and this is the NFT token for that, and a whole bunch of different things. It's just going to continue to evolve. So I don't think that NFTs are going to fall away. It's just going to continue to evolve until something that, we can utilize.
Yeah, in the future, this just may be the way we do boring things like sign your
Yeah.
mortgage or whatever. It's just a way to track things the same way that we would just write in a physical ledger.
And that's how I explain it to people. It's a public ledger. Like everybody knows what you bought and how much you bought it for and who's owned it before you. And the great thing about NFT for artists, they continue to get residuals each time your piece is sold as a part of the smart contract.
Yeah, there you go. So even if you are, maybe it's not for you, but don't write it off because
Exactly.
it's just beginning.
Yeah. And it's like if you're an artist and people want to support local artists, supporting a local artist is buying that NFT and then, could sell it in the future and you support that small artist again. So it's almost like supporting a small business. You're just supporting a small artist.